Hello everyone. I thought I would do this process video a little bit differently than other videos where I just overlay some chill music while you guys watch me speed around with some colored pencils and paint. So for this one I was going to just kind of explain a little bit of my process and where my head is at when working on these creations. So, to begin, we have 45, yeah, 55, Hopefully, I don't fry your brains by the end of this video. When beginning, most of the time I will reference some photos, look at them for a certain amount of time. Sometimes I'll keep a photo nearby if it's something that I'm not really familiar with, but with butterflies, I also have just a glass collection that I'll kind of stare at for a while just to get a base and then pick and piece different aspects of different butterflies together. For this one, it's obviously not something that really exists, but in my mind, and has some futuristic elements to it, which will kind of make sense later once all the illustrations come together. For this one, when I'm using color pencils, most of you probably know, but those of you that don't know, when blending my colors together, I always use a white. It was just something that I was taught, so when you see me smoothing colors out and they kind of lose like a certain shine and just become more smooth together, that's when I'm using a white color pencil. As I said before, I will use photos sometimes as a reference, but a lot of the time I like to remove the reference so that I can allow things to happen organically. So like for these, obviously they don't truly exist, and I like the process of just kind of not knowing and just letting the pattern come into play organically. When I move into the background, there are some golden acrylics and Liquitex acrylics that you will see next that I use in the liquid painting process of the shades of the blue. And when I am mapping out this background, I thought to myself kind of like the clownfish and sea anemone, flora fauna reference of how these things would coexist based on the shapes that I already have in my butterfly, which is why I chose to go with a Venus flytrap, which is one of my faves. I think it's really interesting when there are some plants that will actually capture and eat prey, just, weird things on this planet, alien things. It is about probably right now that I'm realizing that Venus flytraps are actually just little baby taco plants. I was like, who would have known? Who would have thought? As I move forward into some of the pattern for these plants, there is some intention behind them. The actual head of the plant is going to get some tire stripes because, they're my fave. And also just because of the hunter aspect of this part of the plant. The base that you see right now is getting a frog pattern because I thought, that's just a nice combination for how these things coexist on our planet and the patterns and references that we know, and, just kind of combining these elements together through the use of pattern. Big fan of highlights, which is why these things are getting a reflective shine in their patterns. To me, as if they were real, how would these things interact with one another? And it would be that they glow and they shine. I don't know if you guys ever remember the show Chalk Zone, where everything that the person would draw or create, it would come to life. I'm low-key, high-key, hoping later in life I will see these things come to life. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this super short show. You can check out more works like this at my website and Instagram shown here.